Well, here we are back with another day in the build series of the impressive Gen 4. Got my buddy Lucky here with us. My other buddy B over here. We're working on over here mostly.
Getting the paint out of here. Let's get paint on through.
He plans on playing Tin Man and getting anti-seize all over him.
No joke.
Just a little powder coating the threads. So what he's doing is throwing in our Weir's machine. What would you call them things? Weight jacks, right?
Yeah,
weight jack
sounds
bolts?
good.
Yeah, weight jack bolts. So he's gonna get them going. I'm in the middle of fitting to be running some brake lines. So as you got it, watch him. As you got it right here, we got a blue one in there.
You have to jam yourself pretty hard to cut yourself on that.
Oh, that's pretty dull, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's still a nice knife. I wonder if anybody bought them from last time we talked about this. The Emerson version of the Kershaw. That's a quick draw McGraw, boys. Watch this. Check him. Watch him. Ready? Go. See that? That hook's right there on it. Kershaw. I'll put an Amazon link down below. No affiliation, but just a cool knife. Anyway, I'm going to swap these out and put black ones on here because I'm OCD. I do like that has way bigger nuts on it.
Got him! Got him!
Come on. I like the big nuts. Anyway, I'm going to swap this stuff out. As you can see, I ran the brake line here. We got our brake shut off. And that's where Jumper puts his stuff, and I liked that it was that way, and I spent some time, and you'll never see this stuff, but you will if you watch this, I guess. I gotta run one from here, back up, tee it, come in over somewhere, right there, and then I basically didn't need that anymore. We put our pedals in, I got the T's ran. These are sensors for our brake pressure, showing how much front versus rear we got with our digital quick car brake bias gauge. That's a pretty trick little piece you'll see in a future video. Anyway, I got all this stuff ran. I just drilled holes. So I'm going to put fittings in all this stuff, and I'm going to go that way. So that's what we're doing now. Got steering shaft in it. It's all ready to go. Got our seat setting in it. It's not mounted. Just sitting there. We got our bracket made. Basically, I mean, we're doing some behind the scenes stuff. Oh, and by the way, I'm now completely bald. Went ahead and took the plunge and shaved it all off. So hopefully the glare's not killing you. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the series so far. But here we are, building her from the ground up. Built, not bought. That's what I'm going with. So episode 2 coming at you. How you like me? What? I don't know. I didn't do nothing. It's already 700 degrees in here. Going in all right?
Just jammed some on the inner threads here. Oh.
Yeah, guy probably could have. Hey, give me that. I'll put it in the threads over here. No sense of wasting, you know. I'm gonna get that all over me.
I got it all over me.
I'm gonna get it all over me. I can promise you. Yeah, what you said. Probably just from welding. I don't have what we need. So, we're going to something else.
And I'm afraid to try to force that through there.
Yeah. So, yeah, no big deal. I'll have one, he'll have one. Basically, I guess just the heat zone from welding that just got it a little bit tight. So, rather than do anything, we're just going to give her the old tap magic. All right, I'm going to get back to running these brake lines. I actually enjoy it a little bit, but see you in a bit. All right, B's putting on the idler arm. Now, this is a How unit. How you doing? You see that that's adjustable. That's for your bump steer. The same as the How center link. It's also adjustable with bump steer. These got washers on it. And we'll show you how to do that in a later video. We'll set our bump steer on this thing. It's gonna be pretty cool, but he's just getting the front end stuff bolted on while I'm doing the fittings. So just one step. And really appreciate you guys coming back with us. I know we were gone for quite some time, getting Kim's business together and everything. just the way things panned out. So we're glad to be back and going. Feels good to get the camera back in my hand and get back at it. What are you thinking about? Oh, washers?
Yeah, let's see if we need a washer.
Oh. So while B's doing that, I'm gonna be over here finishing my brake line up. And what I'm gonna do is a double flare. I'll show you on this side. A double flare, just like that. And then let's see what they call them when we get the correct name here. This is an Earl's tube sleeve, a -3 tube sleeve. That's the tube sleeve. And then doesn't have to be Earl's, just this is what this is. B nut, and just a tube nut. And that slides, you see how that's all done. The sleeve's there, the nut goes over, goes down, and you tighten it on your fitting. So that's just a different way to do brake lines. You know, this is the racer's way. But I got to do this side here, so I've already cut it to length. I got that, remember that deburr tool I told you from Harbor Freight? That's the smallest one they make. Deburr the inside of this. Not too much, just enough to knock the burr out. You don't want to get that thick wall too thin because it'll flare it all funny. And then I've been using Summit 3/16 double flare tool. This is actually used for like where you can use it on the vehicle. Anyway, it's got a cool little deal here. So what I do, I take this handle off. Hang on. So what I do with this is I just take the handle off of it, put it in the vise. I'll make sure these are all lubed up really good, these bolts. And then you just slide it in here. This sets your depth. You screw this into this side, it sets your depth on your brake line. It's foolproof. It's a really easy way. It works really good. It even tells you that's the first operation. Arrow that way. Screw it in until it stops. Spin it over. Screw it in until it stops. You're now double flared. Don't be like me and flare it before you put your tube nut and sleeve on there though. I caught it. You were yelling at me. I got it. I got it. I got it. We were safe. Okay, first thing goes on to the nut. So the nut, sleeve, make sure we got it on there right. Look at this one. Okay, big end. Yep. We're good. I about done that without doing this. It was really close. It's all done now. So anyway, this is really, I like the way this is made. I like the way it's made. Like that. Tighten these down. So I'll show you the finished result. You're rolling here. Ain't got a guy over here recording this. Okay. So I am the guy.
You are the guy.
You got to go on the inside of this. Yep. Custom bent. Spent many years doing this. Many. Like M-I-N-I. Many.
I can't see.
Oh, open your eyes up, Hot Rod. Tell me it fits. Does it ship?
I believe it ships, bud.
Okay. Everything looks pretty good. Wow. It's almost like I planned it. See that? Right up against it. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep, that's got my seal of approval. Has it got yours? That's all that matters. Move on to the next one. Where you leaving me, for?
Can I get a race?
So, he just tore this thing out of there like a kid on Christmas. This is a Weir's steering arm puller. Probably a 15, 16.
It is.
Yeah. Never tried one before, but not a big fan of wearing hammers out on a steering box that costs $700. So, well, nah, it's just money. We're gonna see how this works. I'm gonna go. Hang on, let me get over on this side and see how this works on the old Pitman arm, because this cow has a different Pitman arm. No, all the way around it on the top. No.
I'll just see if it fit there. It don't. You must need a bigger one.
Oh, okay.
It don't even fit the bottom of it. Let's pull a different steering on.
Well, what in the?
I don't know. You bought it.
All right, guys, we're making progress. I'll show you what we got so far. Got the front end all put together. Not adjusted, of course, but this Howe center link gives you a ton of room right here. The old Chevelle stuff right up against this frame rail almost, so that's really nice. I like that. And then as far as the brake line, we got it ran from the shutoff down through here, back up to a T, over to the left front brake. Now we got to run from that T down there to that little gold fitting right down there, or black fitting with a gold washer on it. And we're going to do that. And probably not, haven't ever told you yet, but the brake line we're using is this NICOP stuff. Copper nickel alloy, 3/16 of course. Very, very easy to bend. You can get it really close with the bender and then use your hand if you need to. And just this simple flaring tool and a whole bunch of fittings. So we're getting there slowly. I think we've used several. And then from there we just got to go to the back. So anyway, it's boring and tedious, so I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but we'll show you the finished product of what the brake lines look like and move on to something else. Getting a little ream action going. If you can reach it. Can you reach it?
Maybe.
I think that's perfect.
I get that.
Oh, you got to get that from the other side. So what we're doing is I've got this deal you pass through, and it's got this clip on it, and you're going to see here in just a second. And we run this flexible line to our transmission master cylinder. Alright, stick this baby on there, just like that. Can't go nowhere. Then, well, you can have this. It's on the 90 side over there. Stick this through here. Thread that baby in. I'm spinning you, you spinning me. And it almost all actually fits. Can you believe it? Accidents happen every day. So that's how that's gonna all work. And we got this one here to go. It'll be somewhere else. I mean, it ain't gonna be perfect, but are you actually gonna be able to hold it? You keep like keep sending it, bud. Pretty tight. What was you doing? You holding that 90? That's, yeah, he's folding him up is what it was doing.
I was holding.
Now what do you need? Crescent wrench and a
Miracle?
9/16.
Probably.
Yep, well here's a crescent wrench. That's a 5/8. Nope, 1/2 inches all over the place. It's okay, I got this real nice one. Anyway, that'll just mount. You can see what we got going on there. And then it'll come right around and go to the whatever you call that. It's not the slave cylinder. What is it? I guess it would be. Slave cylinder for the clutch on the transmission. I like to have that flexible line and not a hard line. And this is repurposed from Lazarus. So, thanks, Laz. Appreciate you, bud. Now, we're going to pull this one off. That one loose. I said I was going to bring them back when we're done with this. I'm just tired of not recording. Tired of not recording. That's a neat trick. I got that all up from underneath. That's really long. Holy cow. How much do I got left?
1/2 inch or better.
I can't do it. Maybe if I roll it out.
Like
Yeah, that was neat and all, but I never measured how long I needed that.
Why did you not do that?
I don't know. Look at that operation. Holy cow. So now I got to put it right back in there like a dummy. Hey, I've done dumber stuff in my life. Hey, it goes right back in there. What are you worried about?
I ain't worried about it.
He ain't worried about it, he said. Oh, it had an angle to it? Okay, I'm going to screw that on there. Not a big fan of that, so we'll overhaul this little guy. That'll go like that. That'll go like that. I like that way better. Push that up real hard. Okay, now that. Now that one sticks out about the same, you'd say? Well, I'm saying the fitting. So we're going to use this little 90. Wherever it went, this. Use this little guy. It's actually going to come through with a couple washers on it. So it'll be, yeah, that's a little bit more. So we'll just go, you know, wherever we want. Right there. It's good on a knife. Right there. Got it marked. Send it. Alright guys, another day in the books. Let's get back at it tomorrow. See if we can maybe put some bigger stuff on it. I'm thinking prep some bigger. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow. Alright guys, we have made it to another day. So back in the shop tonight, and we're going to get some front end suspension components put together. As you can see by the shirt I'm wearing here, we hooked up with our buddies over at QA1 and got some ball joints. And got us some Weir's machine lower control arms. Well, here, instead of looking at it, let me just show you what we got. So we'll start over here on this side of the table. And now I spent quite a long time setting this stuff up. At least 3 hours, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. So we've got our AFCO hybrid hubs, Argo spindles, custom reed by Donnie Jumper himself at Impressive Race Cars. They are Argo brand.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, Argo brand. So that's like if you buy a Pinto spindle, you better buy an Argo brand because that's the most consistent one you get. Lucky thinks he hears a car. Got our master install kit with the bearings and everything for a hybrid hub from AFCO, of course. Got our QA1 upper ball joints, Joe's Racing upper control arms, Weir's machine lower control arms, and our Howe lower ball joints. So as you see, we have quite a few manufacturers here. And we want to give a big shout out to each and every one of them. Now, just specifically happen that I'm wearing a QA1 shirt today. So anyway, big shout out to everybody that does it. But we're going to take all these parts and we're going to get them on the car because we're down to that point and got the steering on it and everything. So what do you say? Let's get the front end put together. The only thing we're lacking is bearing spacers. We've got to get those. But let's get her jammed together. What do you think? Good? Well, I guess the first thing we need to do is get the bearings. My quick draw knife. Brian's shy. I'm gonna put him right beside me. Let's do a dual. Let's race.
You got a little bit of room right there. That's all we got.
Now we're gonna get a bunch of room because I'm gonna move this stuff. We've already done our show and tell. Listen at it. We're gonna move it. Move her out of the way.
That's rough on the finger though, bud.
It is rough. It's like peeling the wrap off. What's that? Cutting your finger with a knife. Which one?
No, get that crap.
Hey, remember these? We lost that one time. We never found them. What happened to them things? What do you think?
What's the magical place to disappear?
Oh, this is where your socks disappeared to?
Yeah. I'm not the roughest seal up.
Yeah, I did rough my seal up. Gotta be easy on the seals. So here's a useful bit of information that I learned from you guys last year while we were putting all of our stuff together. Well, what we used to do is we used to jam these things full of grease and everything else. And you guys taught me that this is a race car and friction is your enemy. So instead of jamming them full of grease and slamming this full of grease and popping that full of grease, that don't even fit. Why does that not fit? Yours is the same. Why does mine not fit?
I don't know. Genetics?
Well, how do we wind up with... What in the... I ain't ever seen nothing like that in my life. Anyway.
I sell them all day.
We used to jam the caps full of grease and just slam this whole thing full. Well, when we was putting our bearing spacers in last year, it was pretty tough. And you guys told us, yeah, you're building a race car, cut the friction down. Make sure you have grease on these, but you don't have to pack them and everything like that. So I'm fine with that, 100%. So we're gonna do the right thing and just put just a little bit of grease on them. Get your fingers real nice and dirty. Remember this last time, it was way messier.
Yeah, I do remember.
Feels weird not packing a bearing. And we'll probably get yelled at by somebody saying we're doing this wrong yet again, but listen, I did it like you guys suggested last year, and the bearings still look brand new whenever I took them out, so you got what you got. Now we gotta drive the seal in the back. Yep, that hammer didn't work. 100% to grandma's. That's how you send her to grandma's. Those and I put the bearing in backwards.
What?
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I see how you done that.
Huh? That's backwards.
Yes,
Yeah, there you go. Oh.
I dropped it off there.
Oh, okay. I heard the sound.
Mm-hmm.
The pitch has changed. That's pretty close. Did I make that? Nope. All right, now we're sliding the hub on. And yeah, we're going to put bearing spacers in here, but I don't have them right now. So I can't do that quite yet. Okay, now we fought with that for 55 minutes. Make sure our race is good. Pretty good. Everything's just a little tight. Okay. And for now, we'll just loosely put this all together. Like I said, we got bearing spacers are coming. Get this seated in. Good enough. Put this on there, and pretend that I had a cap for this. Now we can take our uppers and lowers and get them all bolted on. I got some cool stuff to show you from Weir's on getting the bolts in there on the lowers. So let's dive into that. All right, got our Joe's upper control arms and the QA1 ball joints. Anti-seize on these as well. Very good idea. We'll put it in hand tight. So right now that's a loaded upper. Loaded upper. We gotta do the same on the lower. And when we get these all in the car and we get the bolts on them and everything, where we can get a hold of everything, we'll, goodness,
Yeah,
you're gonna make a mess.
I like making a mess.
Yeah, we'll fully seat these in. I thought she's gonna dribble that on me.
No, what do I want to do that for?
All right, Bob Ross, you can do mine too. Look at that happy little tree right there.
Yeah.
That's neat. And these, of course, are screw in as well. I always found it best to use the screw in ball joints. When we first started, we did the press in, and then you had to put weld on it. That was just a freaking nightmare. I hated it. So,
Took up my room here, bud.
yep, I got all kinds of room over here.
Uh-huh.
So here's a WM260 from Weir's Machine, upper and lower ball joint wrench. Real nice, because it just goes right on there. See, right on the flats. And you grab a hold of it. No more rolling off of it and going flying across the room, because you slid off of it and your fingers will thank you. Knuckles. But once we get it on the actual car, we'll torque them down to the required amount. Well, you can do it in the vise too, I guess. Probably a lot less strain on the lower control arm bolts if you do it in the vise. For now, we'll just do that. So, pop third vertebrae, and it's tight. the click yard. Same with the uppers. You just flip the wrench over and use the small side. Take that baby right on there and go to town. Probably won't ever come off.
No.
I mean, that's, let's see, that's 415 foot-pounds.
Highly doubt that.
410, I'm getting older. So get yours at Weir's Machine. Guaranteed better than your money. Better than sliced bread. Nearer than sliced. Best thing since sliced bread.
They do that too.
Yeah. So, and don't, there's probably guys in the comment section that are yelling at us for not painting this stuff. It will be painted. Sometime. I don't know
At a
when.
later date.
Black tape wrapped around it would work.
Yeah. No.
I'm the guy that puts the front bumper on and runs it bare metal. It's gonna get bent anyway.
The chrome horn.
Yeah. Just right, wasn't it?
Yep.
Perfect. The mountains are blue. All right, so we're mounting our Weir's caliper brackets on there. Had to do a little bit of clearancing, as you can see, right there. A little bit of clearancing. About knocked your beer over.
Yeah.
You did. That wasn't more. That was you.
There's more in there.
Okay. Anyway, plugging right along. Plugging right along. 3/8 of an inch. Now I guess we're gonna start getting these bolted on there. And we might get lucky and be able to use our lines again. That'd be kind of nice. So these calipers mount on the fronts of the wheels, like you see several cars doing. And the only thing they're doing there is clearancing to get the brakes away from the shocks, because our shocks are going to be on the back side of the A-arm. So that puts this in the front and keeps it away from it. Keeps it out of harm's way. Huh? What? Yeah, it's his favorite tool. He loves when he gets to use that snap-on ratchet.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
They're real fine.
Fine.
Clicking.
You might as well say thanks to Wild Bill for those.
You bet.
Yes, sir. Torqued? His shoulder popped just a little bit.
That was elbow.
Oh, okay. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna grab a few bolts. I got some pretty trick bolts to show you from Weir's on this lower control arm bolts here. So let me grab them and we'll show you. Moving right along, we've got the WM433B lower control arm bolt for Chevelle. Fully machined right there at Chad's. What he does is cuts the end of it off, rethreads it, and makes a pointer on it. So that is a point where you can come through here and measure. So as you see when we stick this through here, see how that works? Now you've got a point of measure where you can pull down and measure your ride height. Pretty freaking neat if you ask me. And you did, so I told you. Alright, so what we're doing right now is with the powder coat and the way everything is on these lower control arm holes, we're passing a whole hog through it. You guys ever heard of a whole hog? Not a half, a whole. A whole hog. So that is a whole hog. It's like kind of like a drill bit, but not. It's a whole hog. I would suggest looking these up. Maybe I'll find it, link it in the description below. Probably Amazon's got them. But it's like a kit from like 3/8 up to 3/4. And they are real nice. I gotta get to work. Brian's tired of holding that wrench. Does that fix you up?
Yes, sir.
And pull it up tight?
I still got a gap on my head. Both head.
Can you push it up anymore?
That's again that shoulder.
Oh, there you go. It shouldn't be because it's the same size.
Yeah.
Okay, so that fixed it. All right, I got to do the same over here, and we got to do it with a crescent wrench because there ain't room for a drill. Yay! Well, while we got you here, I'm going to talk about a few things. No bind. That's the name of the game. So Weir's makes these Torrington bearings, roller bearings, whatever you want to call them, with their appropriate washers. And they go in their spring cups, which are detachable. And that'll go right on top of our spring. Speaking of springs, gotta give a big shout out to Hyperco for getting this handled on all 4 corners this year. So that's pretty cool. They're really big into the spring game, and we're happy to have them on board with us. Is this the right weight and all that? Okay. So as you can see, I mean, that's really going to keep you from binding up. You don't want to run this on both sides either. Obviously you can't here, but like on your backs, you want to keep it on the top, keep the bottom free, and don't do it on both sides. So just that's a quick tip. So this, well, the way Weir's makes this, it goes straight on here. There's a little detent right there. Clips on there, it's done. So that's got a bearing on it as well. We don't know exactly where that's going to go, but anyway, we'll get her finished up here and get everything lined up. Yes, that's correct. Here we go. Well, that's going to close it out for us today, guys. We're sticking a fork in it. We've worked till we were out of stuff. Table gone. Got no more stuff. We're waiting. We are now in waiting mode. So give us a few days. We'll get everything going again, and I guess go from there. We're going to go hit up a racing auction this weekend, and we'll take one day off from this and get back at it. We're waiting on some bird cages, pull bar, a few fittings, but there is things we can do. We can fully mount the seat, get the rest of the interior tin work put in, maybe even slap some gauges in it and do some wiring. So maybe that'll be on the next episode, but for this one, we're signing off. So we'll catch you on the next one.
I had a dream that I was gonna leave my own town with a 6-string on my back, playing every bar that I could get my foot in, and playing all the songs